Welcome back to Soda City Live, everyone. Let's talk about a topic to educate you today about long-term care. Many people don't realize the high cost that comes behind that support until they need it. Many also don't realize that Medicare and other types of health insurance coverages, they don't pay for non-medical care, rather. One may need as they get older. That's why you need to make planning for long-term care a part of your New Year's resolution. Joining us today is licensed gerontologist Dr. Macie Smith, who's going to break this down so we can all understand. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year,
and
dear.
welcome back to Soda City Live.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to be educated on what could be a difficult conversation with ourselves if we're getting older and with our family members. And also sometimes people think about having these conversations mean you're thinking about the end,
right?
But it's thinking about living through those situations. So let's start with, we always start with the basics. What exactly is long-term care for people who may not understand?
Excellent question. And it's not for people getting older because we're getting older every day. So that's for everybody. So long-term care and long-term services and supports is a group of services, typically non-medical services, that come into play to help fill the need of those who may have a chronic illness or who may have a disability who can't provide for themselves independently for the long term. So we're talking, Billie Jean, maybe someone coming in your home to help with bathing or dressing or cooking, or even out-of-home placements such as an assisted living or a dementia care facility.
So when we hear people refer to those who come in the home as home health, that would be long-term care.
That's considered long-term care. Anything that provides support for daily living, day-to-day, that's non-medical typically, is long-term care. What do you need? Because you could get into an accident today, you could become ill, and you may need someone to come in for a longer term, meaning longer than 3 weeks, longer than 4 weeks. Medicare doesn't cover that, and your health insurance coverage does not cover that, and many people don't know that. And so when you're planning your budget for the year, your New Year's resolution, how much money you're going to save, you want to incorporate paying for care longer term for yourself, but also for your parents or loved ones.
Let's pull up some of the figures when we're talking about the cost of long-term care so that people can really soak in what we're talking about here. And I'll let you go through this, Dr. Macie.
All right, so these numbers are alarming, but they are very real. For an in-home caregiver to come in, we're talking about average $25 to $35 an hour.
Wow.
So think about if someone's in there for 6 to 8 hours. You do the math on that. For assisted living, $6,000 to $10,000 per month, and then nursing home, which is typically medical or skilled care, at least $9,000 to $10,000 per month.
What's the difference between assisted living and nursing home?
So assisted living is typically non-medical. You don't have a nurse in there 24/7. You may have a nurse on call. So those individuals are trained by the facility to provide care. But in nursing home, you'll have nursing on staff providing skilled care. It could be for short-term. Now there's short-term rehab, 21 days you're in and you're out. There's longer-term nursing facility, but that means the person has to meet skilled level of care.
Wow. Okay. Those are some expensive figures.
Very much so. Did your head spin?
Yes, especially when we're talking about inflation, the state of the economy that we're in right now. And so it's so important to start making goals and saving toward those things if that should happen. But how do you do that?
Yeah, it's difficult. But a couple of vehicles to that would be a whole life insurance that has a cash payout. Also, we're talking about annuities and retirement. You can also talk with your tax advisor about claiming your loved one on your taxes as a dependent if you are a caregiver. And also some of our individuals do sell their homes and their property to pay for long-term care. But then we also have the Department on Aging that provides vouchers for respite care. And then for those who qualify for Medicaid, now Medicaid does pay for long-term care, but you have to qualify for it in terms of financially and also level of care. But I want you to enlist the support of a certified elder attorney to help with that Medicaid planning.
So don't try to go through it by yourself?
No.
Okay. You said another term earlier, respite care?
Yeah, respite care. So that's when you need to take a break. If you're a caregiver, you need some time away to take care of your mental, your psyche, your medical care, just to free your mind so that way you can be healthy for the one you're caring for. So that's what respite is. The person may just be a companion for that loved one or just have company or some supervision.
And then the Department on Aging vouchers, that's a state agency.
That is a state agency, and you can call them at any time and ask for respite vouchers, or just call them and say, what y'all got for me?
Okay, and then somebody obviously will
Yes,
help you.
we'll help you through the process of getting those vouchers.
Dr. Macie, this is really good information. Any other tips you would like to share with our viewers today on how they can plan for long-term care financially?
Yeah, the one thing I want to leave with everyone that can hear us today and see us, plan today. Make that call today, because you're only an accident away or an illness away from needing care yourself.
Really good point. We also know that you are heavily involved in the community. Any upcoming events that you have that you would like to share with our viewers?
Well, I can't think of any right now, but if you head over to my website, drmaciesmith.com, all the dates are there.
All righty. Very busy person. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And again, some strategies to pay for long-term care. Snap a picture, share in the family group chat, start the conversation today, and of course, we'll have this interview with all the details. You can add that link in that family chat as well. We'll be right back.